The Meridian paint was what really made me fall in love with the Origin 400i. Brushed steel finishes are my favorite, as most of the paints in Star Citizen are usually an off-colored, gaudy mix of colors, so I usually try and pick up any steel paints whenever they come around, since they usually have a very limited availability when they do. And the one for the 400i was only available as a once-off when the 400i was initially launched and is no longer available. This Pirate Week, CIG have released a new set of Meridian paints for the first time for a number of ships, including their previous year's steel paints that will only be available for a limited time this week. As the time of recording this, it's probably only going to be a few days that they're going to be up on the store. So if you're interested in getting them, check out this video and then maybe go pick them up while you still have the chance. So I just wanted to make a quick little video showcasing the Pirate Week paints that are available this year, to maybe see if there's something you might be interested in picking up yourself. I made this video because I always get questions about these skins whenever I use them in some videos. They're some of the more striking different looks you can give your ships, and the new Meridian skins are no exception, so let's take a look at them in closer detail. As you can see here, I actually have them all equipped to their ships on lovely Daymar, including the previous year's Solar Winds paints, which are a combination of steel with red highlights, lighting and glass. They're also very pretty, but these Meridian ones in particular, so very shiny and brushed steel look. They really make the ships pop out more than I usually find all the other paints and generic colors do for the ships. This Eclipse, the brushed steel in it, just look at that. It looks like it's just been freshly sort of welded together on the plant, and it's about to get a lick of paint to ruin it all. It's just, yeah, there's something about these that, I don't know, the colors that they usually have are just like too clean. They don't look like they've spent any time in space. And if like the purposes that they're being used for, like the colors are usually so bright that, I don't know, they seem like they're from the, I don't know, from the like an 80s snooker team or something, just something really obscure, not for what you know, you would be used for in space, so to speak. Yeah, I think a lot of these really do showcase like the ship's like good designs in general. Like you see all the flow and the paneling and the way the light reflects off everything really makes these ships pop, I find. This A2 Hercules, you know, is already a pretty terrifying thing when you see it overhead. But this shine on it, it looks even more terrifying to me. It's the Adventure Titan. For some reason, this skin is it's showing a bit of damage on it, a hull, which is nothing to do with the skin in general. But this one's probably my least favorite. There's also a Vanguard skin, but I actually don't own a Vanguard at the moment, so I couldn't equip it onto it, even though I do own the skin itself. The Mercury Star Runner here, it looks like, you know, everyone always says that the Mercury Star Runner is inspired sort of by the Millennium Falcon, and this is probably the closest you can get to it really looking like the Millennium Falcon. In fact, hell, this looks more like the Millennium Falcon just coming off the lot for the first time. I know it's got, you know, more of a matte gray in that, but it's like fresh off before it even gets its matte gray paint finish. You got this lovely brushed steel on it, and it just, I don't know, I think a lot of every other skin I find for the Mercury Star Runner, just sort of, it's already a beautiful designed ship, yet all the paints kind of just seem to not complement it at all, other than the stock standard white. And this steel one, I think, is probably the better one out there, other than the Red Alert one from last year's IA. Yeah, of course, the Pirate Gladius. This one I get asked questions about all the time when I use it. The Solar Winds. It's really pretty. Look at that. I think it's actually got some. I think some of these actually have red lighting, or are they saying blue around here? But yeah, the Solar Winds ones are still the sort of the same brushed steel, but with sort of red highlights and red glass on them. They're pretty fearsome. Let's take this one up so you can see what it looks like in the skies of Daymar. You can actually see like the sort of brushed steel sort of markings on it. So they're not just like a flat matte color, and they're not just like super shiny. They've still got a little bit of texture to them, which makes them really pop and feel a lot more real. I think the way that brushed steel is sort of rendered in this game, it makes it seem more legitimate than just sort of some of the matte colors that don't seem to render as believably. And this is why this is one of my biggest gripes with the Cutlass Steel, is that because they released the Cutlass Steel, which comes stock standard in this, it means that they'll never put out a ship paint for the Cutty Black that is like a Meridian one, or the brushed steel look, because it'll just look like the Cutty Steel. So that's one of the reasons. It's one of the only reasons to get the Cutty Steel, in my opinion. It's just purely because the paint looks good for it. The Inferno is probably one of my favorite ones out of this year's pirate paints, just because like it's already got like such great angles on it, and all the different panels and stuff on here, like you can just see like the rivet details and everything, and it just really makes it already has a really sort of fearsome, sharp design, and you get all those extra sharp angles on the paneling that just makes it seem even meaner and more like this thing's just gonna cut you if you touch it at all. See all the engine parts and everything as well, just sort of all blend into it really nicely. And the red lights shining off it. Oof. It's a really pretty one, this one. I love this. And with the rebalancing with the Inferno series, this patch means I think we'll probably see a lot more the Inferno getting some time in the skies. So if you're thinking of doing that yourselves and this paint looks good to you, might as well grab it now while you still have the chance. Just take this one up into the air as well. You can see as it's moved around. The sun bouncing off it. I always find Damar's a great place to sort of get good looking footage, especially with the shinier paints. They sort of absorb the color of the planet really well. Yeah, look at that. There. Oh, so sharp it'll blind you. Yeah. Anyway, that was just, I felt I hadn't seen people talking about these so much, and that's something that, I was really happy with the 400i, and it's like, I fly the 400i. It's one of my favorite ships, probably purely because of that skin. Like, when it wasn't working correctly, there was a problem with the 400i where the skin wouldn't load correctly on it. I didn't fly it the entire time, but then now they fixed it in 3.20. I'm flying it all the time again, because it makes me feel like a Star War. So let's just blow these up for good measure. Get a full death hit. There we go. Anyway, as usual, my name's Dead Leader, and I'll see you out there in the verse. And thank you to my patrons who make it possible for me to buy shiny paints for my fake spaceships.